Hi, I'm Pattu from FreeFinCal. In this video, let's review the performance of ICICI Prudential Blue Chip Fund. So, before we talk about its performance, we need to look at its fund history. So, let's go to the. This is a notice from ICICI Mutual Fund, and this was the changes announced in the fund a few months ago. So, the original avatar of the fund was just called an open-ended equity fund. Although it was called ICICI Prudential Blue Chip Equity Fund, it could invest anywhere from the top 200 stocks in the NSE. This was the time when there was no clear definition from SEBI about what is a large cap and what is a mid cap, and it had a mandate to start investing in only 20 companies. So it was a very focused portfolio, and it also had a clause that once the AUM went above 1,000 crores. The fund manager could add in more stocks. So this fund started in May 2008, right in the middle of the 2008 housing crisis and the worldwide meltdown. And so the fund also, so it was the portfolio was small. It had only 20 stocks. So the fund manager could navigate that crisis quite well, and it generated huge returns, and it outperformed its original benchmark, the Nifty 50. So it soon became the darling of investors around that time. People who have seen the 2008 crash and were seeing the sideways market around that time. So it soon became the darling of investors and advisors around that time, and its AUM quickly grew. So up to about, so if you look at its funds fact sheets, so you can see the fact sheets so right here. So this is the ICICI Mutual Fund page. If you go to the download section, you can look at the funds fact sheets, and you can scroll the look at the archives and get the number of stocks that the fund had. So if you do this up to December 2011, right around a AUM of about 3,000 crores, the fund had managed to hold 20 stocks. After that, the number of stocks was increased, and the AUM also sort of went up, and it sort of zoomed up. So currently now it can, according to the SEBI regulations, it is a large cap fund. It's a proper large cap fund. It can invest 80% of its stocks in 80% of its portfolio in equity, and out of that 80% should be in the top 100 stocks in the NSE. So if you look at its stocks, 80% has to be large caps, that is from the top 100, and the rest in bonds. Or the rest can be in little bit can be mid caps, small caps, and the rest in bonds. So earlier it could pick stocks from the NSE 200. So it could have, if you go by the current definition, it could pick anywhere from the 100 mid cap stocks. That is, the bottom 100 of the top 200 is mid cap. So according to the present definition, so it could have picked, but now it's confined to the top 100. So it has also changed its benchmark from Nifty 50 to Nifty 100. If you go to the Value Research Fund page, and if you look at the performance tab, the current benchmark is listed, and its performance in the past is also compared with the current benchmark. We'll come to that. So, so this is the present scenario of this fund. Now, I have done a recent post saying that only 5 mutual funds have comfortably bet the Nifty 100 over 3 years, 4 years, and 5-year period. This is one of the 5 such funds. You can look at that video. And so if you that's the actual data. So if you look at every possible 1-year period from January 9th, 2019 to January 1st, 2013. So over the last 6-year period, the fund has bet the Nifty 100 1,079 times out of 1,219 times. That's very good over 1-year period. Over every possible 2-year period, it has bet 890 out of 971 times, which is also fantastic. 3-year period, 726 out of 727 times. 4 and 5-year periods, 100% record, all 481 and 239 times. So that's really spectacular. But that's just looking at overall returns. You can also slice and dice that information. So if you look at the 3-year periods, between 2013 to 2016, so within that 3-year window, it bet the Nifty 100 all 247 times. And between 2014 to 2017, notice that the 3-year window is rolled over just by 1 year. Between 2014 and 2017, again, all 241 times it bet the Nifty 100. And in the last 3-year window, 2015 to 2018, almost 238 out of 239 times, 238 out of 239 times, sorry. So that's again 100%. It's a fantastic outperformance. But the quantum of outperformance has come down significantly. So again, if you look at between 2013 to 2016, the outperformance was always 10% higher. That is, the fund got a return that was 10% more than the Nifty 100 Total Returns Index return. Always. Again in 2014 to 2017, it was always 10% higher. And between 2015 to 2018, it was between 2015 to 2018, it was 10% higher only about 60% of the time. So the quantum of outperformance has come down, and you can also see this in a different angle. So I had just told you that up to December 2011, the fund had maintained a 20 stock portfolio. So it was up to about 3,000 crores. It was managing a 20 stock portfolio, which was its original mandate. So from inception, which is May 2006 to 2008, these graphs are taken from the Value Research Fund page. So between May 2006 May 26, 2008, which is the initial inception date, to end of 2011, look at the quantum of outperformance. It's fantastic. That's when the fund was operating as a 20 stock fund. But from January 2012 to essentially now, look at the quantum of outperformance. Notice that it has significantly come down. That is because of the AUM increase, and when the AUM increases, the fund had to add more stocks. And usually when the AUM increases, what happens is the funds become more and more large capish. Actually a large cap fund. We are used to saying ICICI Blue Chip is a large cap because Value Research said so. ICICI Mutual Fund never claimed it was a large cap. Only now it is claiming it's a large cap. It said it could pick stocks from Nifty 200. But because the AUM increased, it had to become a large cap because the liquidity of large cap stocks is more, and it also had to spread out its portfolio. Now it's holding about 50 stocks, 56 or so stocks, I think. So that's the problem. So although if you look at the performance, it is really good. But it is unlikely that the outperformance the numbers that I showed you in just a couple of slides ago, or again even from this, the quantum of outperformance has come down, and it's unlikely that the fund will be able to reproduce its past performance with respect to Nifty 100. If it is able to beat the Nifty 100, that itself would be a big deal. But going forward, it's going to be a problem. Now you can do this kind of analysis in a dynamic way also. So if you go to the Value Research Fund page, go to the Performance tab. So if you use the regular, so there's a regular option and the direct plan option, but you can choose the regular option for the history. So now here, click first on all. That gives you, click first on all, and that gives you the full 2008 to 2019 performance. That looks good, but if you actually look at it, most of it came from the initial, this outperformance looks good from inception, but most of it, as I just showed you, comes from the past when it was a 20 stock mutual fund. Now click on a 3-year window, and this gives you a 3-year window. So January 2016 to 2019. So if you can scroll this window to the left, sometimes this thing gets, you may need to, yeah, that's the problem. So okay, let me just reload this and check if it's able to work. Otherwise, I may need to. So this time, sometimes you need to. There are annoying ads. I didn't want to do that, so I had to get rid of that. Now it should work. Annoying ads like my website. So, well. So there it is. So go back to that, and so there it is. And now you can scroll this 3-year window back in time. Notice that. So we can do one thing. We can go all the way to inception. Notice the quantum of outperformance, and look at this from date will start increasing. Keep looking at that, and notice the quantum of outperformance is decent. But once the from date crosses that So even as it approaches December 2011, notice that the quantum has come down, outperformance has come down, and notice that as I cross that, it is really struggled. It has been barely able to beat. Sometimes it has done well, but it's not being able to reproduce that outperformance again. So that's the problem with this fund. So my suggestion is that it's got significant AUM, isn't it? It's got about 19,500 crores of AUM. So that's a lot. So my suggestion is that existing investors can hold on as long as their personal experience is good, personal performance experience is good. I'll talk about the reviewing. I have to do that. I've been saying that I will do that next 2 days. New investors should give this fund a miss. If you want alternatives, you can choose from my handpicked mutual funds, which are available at freefincal.com. Link is here. So my suggestion is to not, for new investors, is if you don't have a large cap fund, then don't add a large cap fund. Use an index or use an aggressive hybrid fund or a balanced advantage fund as the core holding in your portfolio, and then you can add on to Nifty Next 50, or you can even add a mid cap fund, whatever way you can play it any way you want. So that's about ICICI Blue Chip. It's a fantastic track record. However, its performance, quantum of outperformance is coming down, and I don't think it will last in future. So I'll catch you again in another video. Just one quick thought that many people have asked me to review this fund and that fund. I will take them up. My focus is essentially on more popular funds, so that many people who are holding the fund may get to see it via different distribution channels. So I'll get to your requests. I have them in mind. So I'll catch you in another video. Bye bye.